You can call me killer, cause I'll bring you to the light, and it might taste bitter.
Hey guys, it's Steve with Basketball with Steve. Today I want to talk about if Stephen Curry and the Kevin Durant era would stand a chance against the LeBron James era. Now, the sad thing about this is Kevin Durant's era. Let me call it Kevin Durant's era because he's dominated longer. The saddest thing about this is even in Kevin Durant's era, it is still LeBron's era. So it's kind of hard to draw the border line of what separates the two eras, but I will say LeBron's era is Chris Paul, Dwyane Wade, LeBron, Carmelo, and Chris Bosh. And then Kevin Durant's era is Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, and I don't know who's a dominant big man right now. Anthony Davis, let's go Anthony Davis. So let's say, would they stand a chance in a 5-on-5 against LeBron, Melo, Wade, Bosh, and Chris Paul? And the simple answer is hell to the no. I'm sorry, not even trying to, stand up for my favorite draft ever. And, I know Chris Paul was drafted in 05, but I don't think there's any one team in NBA history that can beat Chris Paul, Dwyane Wade in his prime, LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Bosh all on the same team. I don't see it happening. Maybe if you put Magic, Bird, and Kobe and stuff, but even then, there's just no chance, man. And by the way, before I explain why, I would just like to say the new 2K17 Blacktop. You guys know, I primarily play Blacktop, because that it's more appealing to me, just because, I just don't find the game that realistic when you play career mode and stuff like that. It annoys me too much, so I stay away from that. But the new Blacktop, I was so wowed when I first saw it. As you guys can see, they put a crowd in it. You actually look like street ballers, and it's it adds to the atmosphere of the game. And atmosphere, that really contributes to the way a game feels. So, I was really excited when I saw that. I was just like, whoa, man, this is a big leap forward. Everything looks more realistic, and it's crazy because I didn't expect the game to be that big of a difference, but it really was. So I applaud 2K for that. But anyway, here's the reason why. Carmelo, Wade, Bosh, LeBron, and Chris Paul offensively, all in their prime. There's no team in NBA history can stop them. Because if you think about it, they all can take you off the dribble. They all can drive off the dribble. Carmelo, LeBron, and Chris Bosh have really good post footwork. Carmelo and Chris Bosh have a great size-up game. LeBron, not so much of a great size-up game, but he can still post up. Not to the likes of Kobe and MJ, but he can still post up. But offensively, if you have D Wade in his prime, you have D Wade, LeBron, and Melo, all doing most of the offensive load, and then you have Chris Bosh and Chris Paul. All of those players are 20-plus point per game players. Maybe not Chris Paul, but Chris Bosh in his prime was, I would say, 22-10. Let's be realistic, not 24-10 because he only did that 1 year, but 22-10. And then you had Carmelo. His best season was 28-8-3 or something like that, and then LeBron was 30, 7-7, and Dwyane Wade was 35-5. So offensively, they're just unguardable. There's no way in hell because they all can take you off the dribble. I know D Wade can't shoot, but there's so much spacing on the floor with Chris Bosh there and Chris Paul and Carmelo. There's just the lane's going to be wide open, and you can't double team anyone on this team because they're just going to kick it out. You know what I mean? They're just going to kick it out, and obviously it's going to be Melo to catch it and shoot, Chris Bosh to catch and shoot, LeBron to catch and shoot, Chris Paul to catch and shoot, or Dwyane Wade. Even if you double team him, he's so fast that if he's wide open on the perimeter, he'll be at the rim in less than 2 seconds, probably even less than that, and there'll be a dunk right on your head. That's how great he was. And then if you want to talk about defensively, oh my goodness, this is one of the best defensive lineups in NBA history. Chris Paul is a great defensive player. Dwyane Wade is a great defensive player. LeBron James is a great defensive player. Carmelo Anthony is a pretty improved defensive player. He's not an all-time great defender, but he's improved, not all-time great. But Chris Bosh, he's an excellent low post defender. And I mean, if you just think about it, this is nowhere you can attack this team. They pretty much have no weakness, because even if you're playing blacktop, so we're talking about street ball, there's no free throws, none of that crap. But even if there were free throws, Carmelo is there, Chris Paul is there, Chris Bosh is there. So it doesn't make sense. And in terms of, okay, what if someone's struggling from the field? Well, there's still 4 other players. What if 2 people are struggling from the field? There's still 3 other players, and all of these players are capable to carry the offensive load for an entire game. And for the most part, they're all two-way players. I know Carmelo, throughout his career, not that much of a two-way player, but he's improving. And I said he's not an all-time great, so I don't think I'm saying he is in terms of defense. He's obviously an all-time great player, but you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I just it's nothing against Kevin Durant. It's nothing against Kobe's era or Jordan's era, but I cannot think of a single team that can logistically, or logically, if you want to use that word, that can logically, or that I can comprehend defeating this team. It's not going to happen. So I'm guessing that may be the most unstoppable team in NBA history. If you want to look back towards the 80s, we can talk about Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and young Michael Jordan. That's a really good backcourt. Front court, who do you want? Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's good, but I mean, they don't have as much spacing as we do. And we're going to run them off the floor with Chris Bosh there and Carmelo there, We're going to run them off the floor. But, obviously that team's way more physical, so we'd probably get destroyed on the physical end, even though I think most of our players can take the physical load, like LeBron can take it. Obviously he cries a lot, but that's in-game to get calls, It's not like he does that in street ball. And Carmelo's physical as hell, and he's strong as hell. And if you want to look at the 90s, you can have Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, Hakeem the Dream, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton, but I don't see that team beating them. In Kobe's era, you could have who was the best point guard in Kobe's era? I guess if you want to say Tony Parker, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett, Shaquille O'Neal, maybe you can throw in there. I still don't see it happening because we're too flexible, both offensively and defensively. Anyway, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace.
Listen, there's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright, but I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out.